Hey guys, welcome. This is Kathryn and this is Little Bits of Heaven Homestead. So tonight I am making body oil. This is what I use in place of lotion, and rather than using commercial products, as you guys know, I prefer to do all natural, make it myself. Most of it is with ingredients that you could find in your own kitchen currently. So I thought I would share with you just because I'm having to make this tonight. This is kind of an impromptu video. I know that it's outside of my regularly scheduled program, but I thought since I'm doing it that I might as well have you guys join me while I am. So first I wanted to show you my setup. So today, and with most all of my lotion products, you want to use a double boiler. So I've got this little pour pot. Relatively inexpensive. It is in our Amazon store, which I believe I have linked in the description below. So, and welcome to the people who are joining us live. Thank you for coming along. So first I am going to throw in the beeswax because this is what takes the longest to melt down, and it is the only solid product in this that requires to actually be melted here. So I am going to toss this in real fast. I like to buy the this is white. I've also used the yellow beeswax. I'm not necessarily particularly fond of one over the other. Either one is fine. The white has been bleached, I believe, whereas the yellow is not processed as much. So, but I can buy the white ones in bulk. So that's what I do. This is from some soaping company. I believe that it's Nature's Garden. But I go through quite a bit of this with my lotion products and my lip balm. So I've started buying as much stuff in bulk. Partly because I'm trying to reduce the amount of waste. So if I can buy them in bigger quantities, that's always a good thing. And then typically they cost less at the moment as far as the price per ounce. So if I can get them in bulk, I will get them in bulk. So this is, like I said, it's the only solid product in this, and it takes the longest to melt down. So I thought I'd toss it in here while we talk. So this is a relatively low ingredient list. I've got sweet almond oil in it, I've got olive oil in it, and then the beeswax. And then once it gets to the point where I'm getting ready to pour it, I'll show you guys what this looks like when it's done. So it is solid, but it is all oils, and so it melts relatively quickly as far as when you put it on your body and rub it in. And I'll tell you why I use these particular ingredients as we get to them. So welcome. I see you guys are all popping on here. Thank you for joining me tonight. So my next item that I'm going to add in here is sweet almond oil. Hey Karen, welcome. Hey Darlene. So, oh, you just got done watching Living on a Dime. Yeah, I know that there were some other live homesteaders, so I feel like I'm kind of intruding, but I figured I was doing this, and so if I'm going to be on here, I might as well just go ahead and film. So you can buy this. I've been buying it by the gallon. Hey Tambo, welcome. So I just got started, so you're not late. Prior to buying it by the gallon, I was buying it in this, and I go through quite a bit. So not intruding because I was waiting for you. Oh, I just love when you join me, Karen. You guys make my night. Thank you for coming along. So, but since I was going through quite a bit of this, I've upgraded to the big gallons. And I've noticed that with a lot of my products, and this is how I would recommend you guys start, is start small. Decide if you like it. If you do love it, then invest in the big quantities. So sweet almond oil, I wrote down notes because I'm terrible at remembering these things. I get on here thinking that I'm going to just spew all this information, and then I kind of go stupid in front of the camera. So I wanted to make sure that you got all the information on why I choose these products, because I put a lot of research into the products that I chose originally and really committed to them. And most of these products I use across the board. So not just in this body oil, but I use them in my lotion bars, I use them in my lip balms, and there's particular reasons why. So that I don't forget anything in particular, I want to share with you why I choose these. So sweet almond oil is just nutrient rich. It is packed full of vitamin E. Hey PD Natural Me, welcome, or PhD Natural Me. If I could read, that would help too. So it's rich in vitamin E. which is really skin healing. So when you go to like a dermatologist and you've got things like scars or big cuts, they'll often recommend treating it with vitamin E because it's really nutritionally dense and it's really good for things like scars. So it's also good for things like wrinkles and fine lines. And so, thank you too. It's full of monounsaturated fatty acids. So hey, Backyard Self-Reliance, welcome James, it's good to see you. So tons of vitamins, tons of minerals. It has got zinc, which is really good for treating things like chapped skin. So if you're gonna buy like a diaper rash ointment, it's full of zinc. So same thing. So really good for you. It's hypoallergenic. So you can use it if you've got sensitive skin. This is one that you can use and it's not going to be irritating. It's also fully absorbed. So, and another product that I use in this is olive oil, and I'll get to the benefits of it here in just a second. But olive oil tends to kind of sit on the surface for quite a bit, where almond oil, it absorbs completely and quickly. So it's one that I use, and I did a video several months ago on the face lotion that I make. It's an anti-aging face cream, and it's primarily this sweet almond oil, and it is because it absorbs completely and quickly. So that's one of the major benefits and why I use it in my lotions. So it also softens and dislodges dirt in the pores, which is always a good thing, especially if you're putting it on your face. As you want to make sure that your pores are nice and clean, and this is one of those products that, so you could use this not only as a lotion, but you could use it as a makeup remover. So kind of a win-win. So let's see, removes dark circles under the eyes. I think all of us, as we get up in age, that's definitely a benefit, because I don't know about you guys, but I don't always sleep well at night, and I get up and I've got these big dark puffy circles, and this is one of those products that I turn to, and it refreshes the whole face. So let's see here. As we're talking, my beeswax is almost melted, so let me get this going. So I use more olive oil than I do the sweet almond oil. Let's see, I just missed a comment. So Lana, oh my goodness, live with you. Yes, you are. Yay, you made it, Lana. So I use about 3/4 of a cup of the sweet almond oil in this. And then I use about 1 1/4 cups of the, and I might need to grab, I've got another bottle over here, of the olive oil. So I do have more of the olive oil than I do the sweet almond oil. And olive oil itself tends to be really moisturizing, and that is one of the things I absolutely love in using it as far as skincare products. It also has antibacterial properties. And so you want to kill all that just grossness that's on your skin that's going to sit there and breed. So this is one way that you can do it, is olive oil. Again, I buy in bulk. I get this from Costco, and I use this in my soap as well. So I go through a ton of olive oil. So it's got, okay, lots of vitamins, A, D, again, vitamin E, which is super, super good for your skin, and vitamin K. So this is about how much it's gonna make. And I made this, my husband, he works out of town, and so I'm sending these with him, and then I needed to replenish the stuff that I have. So beeswax, which was the first ingredient that I put in here, and it takes the longest to melt. It's got all sorts of skin healing properties as well. It sits on the surface of the skin and creates a protective barrier. It's also a humectant. I don't know if you guys have heard that term before, but it means that it attracts water to it, so, which is a good thing. So if you've got dry skin, it's gonna just kind of draw that moisture in and hold it. It's also what a lot of products that are claiming to be like anti-aging, what they do is they sit into these little small wrinkles and lines, and then it pulls that water in, which just plumps the skin up. So this is kind of a power-packed thing. And I am a big advocate for essential oils. I don't think that they're like miracle workers per se, but like any oil and anything like, what am I looking for? not just natural, but plants, I think, have some properties that are healing. There are reasons that they've been used in naturopathy throughout the years. There are reasons that certain things are used for certain ailments. And there are skin healing properties in certain essential oils. My favorites to use, and I use them in all of my body care products, are frankincense and rosehip essential oils. And then in this one, beneficial, yes, thank you. It's been a long day. It's actually been snowing here today, so it's been an inside day. It's been kind of a cruddy, gloomy day. And so it's nice to be doing inside stuff. And then this one I use lemongrass, mostly because I just love the way that it smells. If you're a beekeeper, do be warned that lemongrass essential oil mimics queen pheromones. And so when I wear this outside, I do notice that my bees are kind of drawn to me. So just kind of keep that in mind. It's not necessarily a negative. It's not like I get attacked by my bees, but they do follow me around. I kind of enjoy it in some weird way, and I make jokes that I am the queen bee. So, and I don't know if you guys watched my gardening video the other day, but the bees were coming into my greenhouse, and that is probably why. So Tambo says you're a beekeeper. Awesome, I didn't know that. I'm so excited to learn more about you guys. So is anybody else who is watching tonight a beekeeper? So James says it's 70 degrees in Texas. It's been warm here recently, and then we had the storm move through, which might be headed your way, James. But we've got, it went from nice, sunny, and warm to snowy, and we have had lots of hail today. So, okay. As soon as my beeswax is melted here, what I'm going to do is add, so Jennifer says, just took my first beekeeping class. Oh, that's exciting. And so Tambo says, well, it's my boyfriend's hobby. My garden is not far from the hives. That's awesome. That's why we got bees, was because I have the garden. We've got fruit trees. We noticed that we had a really reduced population of bees. And so this has been really beneficial to our yard. Oop, missed your comment there, Darlene. So my stepdad has bees for many years. The honey was so good. There's nothing like being able to harvest honey from your own yard. So far we have not pulled any honey out of our hives. Not that they don't have the honey, it's just we've kind of left it for them to get through the winters, and we didn't get into it for the honey, we got into it for the pollination. So you don't necessarily have to do it for the honey, because they have all sorts of great benefits for just the yard and the planet in general. So as soon as this is done, what I'm going to do is add the essential oils, and I also add, and this is a huge bag, so can you leave the lotion fragrance free? Yes, you can. So anytime you're making things for yourself, you are totally, you're in control. And that's what homesteading and DIY is all about, is you control the ingredients. So you could choose, if you are a big fan of peppermint, you could do peppermint. I've done that before. I've done lavender. My favorite is the lemongrass. I just think it has a really fresh smell to it. So next item I'm going to add is arrowroot powder. And the purpose of this is to help with the greasy feel. It helps it absorb into the skin readily. And it is just, you could also use cornstarch in place of this. I just prefer arrowroot powder for some reason over cornstarch. No particular one way or the other as far as why. It's just what I go to. And we are just about there. So again, like most everything I make, it's not rocket science. If I can do it, you can do it. It's minimal ingredients, because I am all about reducing potentially harmful chemicals that you put in and on your body. Most everything I use is edible. In fact, this arrowroot powder can be used for cooking. It is a thickener. I'm keto, so I wouldn't use it as far as a thickener as far as what I'm eating, because it's not keto approved, but it is, all of this, in fact, is food grade. So my philosophy is if I wouldn't put it in my body, I wouldn't necessarily put it on my body. And I know that sounds kind of romantic, and I don't know. I've got this big thing on trying to reduce the potential for harm and also take control, as I am definitely a control freak. And so homesteading has really gone hand in hand with that, because not only am I controlling what my animals eat and how they're treated, I'm controlling what we're putting in and on our bodies. And I just feel really good about that as a parent, for one, and then just as somebody who's really trying to reduce our footprint on this planet. And the more products that I can use, that I know where they came from, how they were sourced, and just, let's see, what sunscreen do you use there in New Mexico? I actually have zinc oxide that I put into some of my lotion products, not this one, but I have done it into my lotion bars, and that's the same stuff that they put into sunscreen. So, and there again, you can control the amounts that you put into it, whether you want it or not. I used to be a big sunscreen user, and I know that there's some concerns as far as sunscreen and a link to cancer potentially, and cancer does run in my family, and that was part of me trying to take control. Is I'm really concerned about the amount of harmful chemicals that are entering our body, and things like lotion that are directly absorbed into the skin, as they can really play havoc on your body. And so that was something, and you would think me being a fair redhead would be concerned about sun damage, but I have actually found more benefits by not wearing sunscreen than I did by wearing sunscreen. I used to have an autoimmune disease, so I love you, skin cancer patient here. Oh, see, that's it's definitely a concern. And I used to have an autoimmune disease. I had Graves' disease, which is hyperthyroidism, and I cannot say that by transitioning into homesteading that that's what cured it, but it did go away. So Karen says sunscreen breaks me out no matter what kind I wear. Yeah, my skin looks better than ever since I stopped wearing commercial lotions that contain sunscreen. And I don't know if there's a correlation. I think that overall lifestyle, I think diet, and then the products that we put in and on our bodies makes a huge difference. And so I am healthier than ever since I have discontinued using a lot of the store-bought commercially processed products. And I'm not a doctor. I can't say that that's what it was. I'm just saying from my own experience, my skin is better, my health is better, my autoimmune disease went away. My doctor says that he doesn't have any rhyme or reason for it, but he too attributes it to the lifestyle change. Okay, so this is done. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. And then I put just a couple teaspoons in here. And I realized I didn't get my jar down. I love mason jars. I use these guys for everything. Okay. Oh, throwing it all over the place. And then I use about a teaspoon of each essential oil here. So this is the rose hip. And like I said, I use these in all of my body care products. I use them in my soaps as well. And I don't think that they're magic, but I do think that they have some benefits. And then I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of the lemongrass because I really like the way that it smells. And so then, let's see if I can do this without making a huge mess. Ta-da! So that's really all there is to it, guys. You can see 19 minutes, most all of that was just waiting for the beeswax to melt. Again, if I can do this, a monkey can do this. So life in the UP, hey, just jumping on. Oh, my Graves, it's not easy. My daughter-in-law has Graves. Glad to hear you are no longer dealing with it. Yeah, I had it diagnosed. Hey, Danny. So, welcome. I had diagnosed Graves' disease for, I think it was 14 years. And no reason as far as we can explain why it went away. My doctor does believe that it has something to do with lifestyle change. I'm thankful Graves' disease was not fun. The concern was that I would have a heart attack. I tremored all the time, which was frustrating, and no more. We keep testing me thinking that maybe I was somewhere in between, that my thyroid was in the process of burning out, but I am now 5 years into a normal thyroid. So Karen says, I'm sure it's a lifestyle change. That's all I can attribute it to. So, and not that I'm a doctor, and not that I'm saying that doing these things will cure your autoimmune diseases if you have them. All I can say is from my own experience. So again, that's all there was to these lotions. They look like this when they're done. It is a solid. So mostly because of the beeswax, it'll harden it up, but it's not so hard that you can't scoop it out. Do keep in mind, use a wide mouth jar, because otherwise it's really hard to get your hands in, as I have used some of the regular mouth jars and then I get really frustrated trying to scoop it out. A little goes a long way. So Danny says, way past my bedtime again, but glad to see you live. Danny's in Belgium, as I'm just honored that you guys from all over the world pop on. So it's truly an honor to be able to share our walk and whatever knowledge I've gleaned. I'm not an expert by any means, but I do want to share with you what I have chosen to do here and why. So that's all I've got for you guys tonight. I hope this was a benefit. I hope that you do try and make your own products, because it is so worth it. Lana says, good night, Danny. Yep, good night, Danny. I hope you have a good evening. So that's all I've got for you guys tonight. If you would please, hey Barbara, it's so good to see you. So if you guys wouldn't mind liking and sharing, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I'd also appreciate that. So, oh, James says I should put it in 4-ounce jelly jars and sell it. I probably should. I do have my recipe on our Etsy store at Dirt Patch Heaven, so if you guys are interested in that. I don't remember how much I asked for it, but I think it was minimal, like $2 or something. So, and that helps support not only my homestead, but Julie's homestead. And we just greatly appreciate you joining along and watching. And I do this for you guys, not necessarily for me, because I am awkward and weird. So, but I'm so thankful to be able to share what knowledge I have gleaned. So Jennifer says, thanks again, we'll try this one, definitely. Good night. So thank you guys, and we'll talk to you. I hope to be back on tomorrow. I have a ton of soap to make, so I'll probably do a soap making show tomorrow, but that's all I've got. So we'll talk to you later. Have a good night. Bye.